Hello, I'm Diane Richard. Stay tuned for this presentation on the Veterans Channel.
I started out as a family assistance center specialist, and that was a position here in Johnstown where we worked with the families of our currently serving National Guard soldiers and making sure pre, during, and post-deployment that their needs were taken care of. In September of 2009, I joined the National Guard Army Survivor Outreach Services program. You're right, it is a mission of love. It's a mission of caring. The Survivor Outreach Services program was stood up in 2009, and it came from a lady who said, listen, you know, I had a casualty assistance officer after my husband died, but then where do we go after that? So the way our program works is when there is an active duty death and a casualty assistance officer is assigned, we're made aware of that death. We connect with the casualty assistance officer and say, what do you need from us? And we kind of stay in the background unless the CAO needs something. But when that casualty assistance officer is done with all the official paperwork and duties, they become, that family, those survivors, become part of the Survivor Outreach Services family for as long as they want to be. We're a holistic program. Now, those casualty assistance officers are a lot of times become a part of their family. They become very close. So they still continue to maintain contact many times with those families, but then it comes to Survivor Outreach Service. So what do? We take care of the families of our fallen. And that could be different things for different people. Not only do we take care of families who have lost their soldier during active duty service, but we have many families where their soldier was National Guard or Reserve, and maybe they deployed several times, and then they came back, and then they died. Maybe it was an illness, maybe it was an accident, maybe it was self-inflicted, but those families then become ours also. We assure that there is always a connection to the military through Survivor Outreach Services. In the state of Pennsylvania alone, we have 7 offices of Survivor Outreach Services, serving almost 3,000 survivors in the state of Pennsylvania. Nationwide, there are Survivor Outreach Services at active duty posts, reserve centers, National Guard units, and we are in every state and every territory. And we are connected with these families as much as they would like us to be. It may be something like sending them a card every year to remember and recognize the loss of their loved one. It may be for us to connect with survivors saying, hey, listen, you're going to turn 18. There's certain paperwork you need to fill out. These are scholarship opportunities you have. Or it may be telling widows when they reach certain milestones for changes in their health, TRICARE health insurance, and making sure that paperwork is filled out. It may connect them with financial counselors, with how they should work with or could work with their money. It can be, at least initially at the onset, working with families to make sure that they get grief counseling if they need that and looking for resources in their area. One of the big things we do is that we connect survivors with other survivors. And 2020 has been a real unique year with not being able to do that in the normal ways. In Pennsylvania, some of the things we've done are to go on a boat ride on the Gateway Clipper with lunch and 100 other survivors, or go with about 200 survivors to a Pittsburgh Pirates game, or go as survivors for a Pitt Panthers game where they're recognized on field, or go to Fort Indian Town Gap for a weekend where survivors gather for meals and activities and meet with military leadership. We've gone to Hershey Park, we've gone to the Pittsburgh Zoo. We do a wonderful event in the fall of every year at Camp Dawson in West Virginia, sponsored by the West Virginia National Guard, where over 200 survivors come for a weekend and gather and join in crafts and activities in bonding and camaraderie. We have the March for the Fallen at Fort Indian Town Gap the end of September every year, where people go on a ruck march and remember their loved ones. Just even today, being able to get together these surviving family members to share because they have this common loss has truly given them a wonderful bond. Survivor Outreach Services, wow, it's not a job, it's a call. It's a calling of love and caring and making sure you're taking care of your fellow family members, because truly we all become part of this family and care for one another. So it could be a lot of things that are needed by a family, or it could be a little bit. Whatever they're looking for, we are their resources to make sure that we're gathering together. We are an Army program, however, we serve families from Marines, Navy, Air Force that may be in our area that may not have a connection outside because of when their service member died. So if they connect with us, we're inviting them to these events. We're trying to help them out. They become part of our family, the Survivor Outreach Services family. And again, the service member did not need to die on active duty service. As I said before, we have many members, family members whose service member had served or was in National Guard or Reserve, and they are part of the Survivor Outreach Services family. In the state of Pennsylvania, as I said before, 7 locations, almost 3,000 survivors that we are serving currently, and we try to outreach to all of them. And 2020 has been very unique in that we haven't been able to do these events gathered together. However, we are still reaching out, calling them, sending cards, sending emails to make sure that they know they're not forgotten, that we're always there for them.
I'm Diane Richard, your host. Thanks for watching.